The prophet who was killed by a lion, a warning of disobedience and divine consequence. The road stretched before him, barren and silent, save for the whispering wind that stirred the dust at his feet. Twilight draped the land in somber hues, and the prophet, an unnamed servant of God, walked alone, his mind heavy with the weight of his calling. He had spoken the words the Lord had given him, standing before King Jeroboam, denouncing the idolatry that had poisoned Israel's heart. His mission was clear, his path laid out with divine precision. Do not eat bread, do not drink water, and do not return by the way you came. God's instructions had been unwavering, and yet an old prophet had come to him, speaking words wrapped in deceit. An angel spoke to me by the word of the Lord, the man had said. Come, eat and drink at my house. Perhaps it was hunger that had dulled his discernment, or the aching loneliness of a prophet's path. Perhaps he had wanted to believe that God had made an exception. Whatever the reason, he had followed, breaking the command he once held with certainty. He had eaten, he had drunk, and then as bread and wine settled in his stomach, the voice of judgment rang out, not from heaven, but from the very lips of the deceiver. Because you have disobeyed the word of the Lord, your body shall not return to the tomb of your fathers. The word struck him like a blow. His breath hitched. The room grew still. He left, setting his face toward home, but the road now felt longer, the silence heavier. The sky darkened, shadows lengthening across the wilderness. His heartbeat quickened, not in fear, but in a strange, foreboding awareness. The stillness broke. A roar, deep, primal, and unyielding, split the air. The ground trembled beneath him. He turned, and there it stood, a lion, golden eyes locked onto his trembling frame. Time slowed. There was no time to flee, no plea for mercy. The beast moved with the swiftness of judgment itself, descending upon him with the weight of divine retribution. Pain was brief. The struggle was over before it could begin. And yet, the lion did not devour him. It did not tear his flesh apart in the wild hunger of a predator. No, it merely stood over his lifeless form, as though sentineling the lesson his death would teach. The donkey he had ridden remained unharmed, standing beside the lion in eerie stillness, a scene unnatural. The news spread quickly. Travelers beheld the sight with silent horror. The old prophet, the very one who had deceived him, came to retrieve the broken body, mourning over him as though regret could undo what had been done. Alas, my brother, he wept, placing the fallen prophet in his own tomb. When I die, lay my bones beside his. But the words were empty. The prophet's end was not merely the tale of a man who erred. It was a warning, a voice crying out from the wilderness of history. Obedience is not a suggestion, it is a command. To falter is to fall. To listen to the words of men over the voice of God is to invite judgment swift and unrelenting. The road remained empty, save for the wind that carried whispers of a prophet's fate. A fate sealed not by the lion's claws, but by the weight of disobedience. What reflections does his fate stir within you? We invite you to share your insights in the comments and subscribe to AR Soulful Reflections.